Alright, let's dive into something that's been blowing up my feed lately, the sudden rise of shows centered around 50-something female friendships. I'm talking about 5-Star Weekend on Peacock and Ride or Die on Prime Video. These two dropped within days of each other, and honestly, I didn't see it coming. But here's the kicker, they're both massive hits. Like, massive. And it's got me thinking, what's really going on here? First off, let's address the elephant in the room. The entertainment industry has historically treated women over 50 like they're invisible. Advertisers focus on the 18 to 49 demographic, and let's be real, shows with all-female leads, especially in non-procedural settings, have always been a tough sell. So, when two series starring powerhouse actresses like Jennifer Garner, Regina Hall, Hannah Waddingham, and Octavia Spencer drop and dominate streaming charts, it's not just surprising, it's groundbreaking. What makes this really interesting is the timing. These shows aren't just succeeding, they're expanding their audiences. 5-Star Weekend became Peacock's most watched scripted title ever, with over 1 billion minutes watched in its first week. And Ride or Die. It's been sitting pretty at number 1 globally on Prime Video since its debut. Personally, I think this is a wake-up call for the industry. For too long, we've been fed the narrative that older women aren't a valuable demographic. But these numbers. They're screaming that we've been wrong all along. Now, let's talk about the shows themselves. 5-Star Weekend is a story of grief, infidelity, and the bonds of friendship. It's emotional, it's raw, and it's got this incredible nod to the Golden Girls that just warms my heart. Meanwhile, Ride or Die is a spy action comedy that's equal parts hilarious and badass. It even recreates the iconic Thelma and Louise final scene, sans the tragic ending, of course. What many people don't realize is that both shows are essentially love letters to longtime friendships. And in a world where female friendships are often reduced to clichés, these shows feel refreshingly honest. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. These aren't just female shows. Ride or Die, in particular, has attracted a male audience too. This raises a deeper question: why are we so quick to label certain content as for women only? If you take a step back and think about it, these shows are universal. They're about friendship, loyalty, and navigating life's messiness, things we all relate to, regardless of gender or age. Now, let's talk numbers, because they're wild. 5-Star Weekend hit 472,000 views in its first day and exploded to 4.28 million in its first full week. Ride or Die logged 927,000 views in its first 2 days, doubling the numbers of Prime Video's heavily marketed YA show L. What this really suggests is that there's a massive, underserved audience hungry for stories like these. And the fact that both shows are likely getting Season 2 renewals. It's a no-brainer. But here's the thing, this isn't entirely uncharted territory. Shows like Grace and Frankie and the 4 seasons have paved the way. Yet, the dual success of 5-Star Weekend and Ride or Die feels like a tipping point. It's not just about these two shows, it's about what they represent. In my opinion, this is the beginning of a shift in how streamers approach older female audiences. Romance isn't the only story worth telling, and these shows prove it. A detail I find fascinating is how both series embrace the acronym WOCA, Women of a Certain Age. It's not just a label, it's a celebration. And it's working. These shows aren't just resonating with their target audience, they're expanding it. So, when these shows return for their second seasons, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a wave of similar projects greenlit. As I wrap this up, I'm left with one big thought: why did it take so long for us to get here? These stories have always been worth telling, but the industry's reluctance to invest in them has held us back. Now that the numbers are undeniable, I'm hopeful we'll see more of these narratives. But here's my challenge to you, the viewer: don't wait for the industry to catch up. Seek out these shows, support them, and let's keep this momentum going. Because, personally, I think this is just the beginning of something incredible. So, what do you think? Are you as obsessed with these shows as I am? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives like this. Until next time.